It's a story of unexpected kindness. Margaret Thompson stood at the edge of the community center parking lot, clutching her worn purse with trembling hands. At 52, she had never imagined she would find herself here, at a charity auction, where struggling families offered their services to help make ends meet. Her daughter Emma's medical bills had piled up like autumn leaves, higher and higher, until Margaret could no longer see over them. The experimental treatment wasn't covered by insurance and time was running short. Next up, called the auctioneer, Margaret Thompson, offering household management and caregiving services. Margaret's cheeks burned with embarrassment as she stepped forward. In the crowd, she noticed a distinguished gentleman with kind eyes and silver at his temples. This was David Al-Rahman, a successful businessman who had built his fortune through patience and treating people with respect. David had come tonight not seeking to exploit anyone's desperation, but because his late wife Sarah had always said, "The truest measure of wealth was how you lifted others up." When the bidding ended, David had quietly secured Margaret's services. But instead of demanding work, he asked her to join him for coffee. "Tell me about your daughter," he said gently. Margaret's composure crumbled. Through tears, she shared Emma's story, a bright 25-year-old teacher whose life hung in the balance. David listened with the patience of someone who understood that sometimes people just need to be heard. "I lost my Sarah to cancer 3 years ago," David said softly. "I know what it's like to watch someone you love fight for their life." Over the following weeks, something beautiful unfolded. David didn't treat Margaret as a servant. Instead, she became the warm presence his empty house had been missing. She cooked meals that filled the rooms with laughter-inducing stories from her teaching days. She tended his neglected garden with the same care she'd once given her classroom plants. And David? He quietly arranged for Emma's treatment, telling Margaret only that sometimes angels work through insurance adjusters who owe old friends favors. As autumn painted the trees in shades of gold and crimson, Margaret realized she had found more than employment. She had discovered a friendship built on mutual respect and genuine care. Emma's health improved steadily. Margaret's smile returned. And David learned that the greatest inheritance isn't money in the bank. It's the family you choose to build through kindness. On Thanksgiving morning, as Margaret set the table for 3, she reflected on life's unexpected turns. Sometimes our darkest moments become doorways, leading us to exactly where we need to be. David entered the kitchen, carrying fresh flowers from the garden Margaret had restored. "Sarah would have loved you both," he said simply. And in that moment, Margaret understood that some auctions don't sell services or possessions. Sometimes, they auction hope itself. The 3 of them sat down to dinner, not as employer and employee, but as a family chosen by circumstance, and bound together by the simple truth that kindness, when freely given, always finds its way home.